students, welcome to our class. So today our topic is about pronouns and adjectives in our grammar and more. So let's get started with the grammar and more book, coming with the topic pronouns, which is on page number 42. Yeah, in this it is given to you, read this limerick. Here is a small poem written by Edward Lear. There was an old person of Prague who was suddenly seized with the plague, but they gave him some butter which caused him to mutter and cured that old person of Prague. See how wonderful the poem is with the rhymings, Prague, plague, butter, mutter. And in this, our task is the grey words which are given are our pronouns. And you need to do the task, which noun do they stand for? So it is the small task given to the children, which noun it is going to stand for. Discuss with your partner, with your friends to do this. Now we are going to start uses of relative pronouns. What is the use of relative pronoun? Of relative pronouns, words that are used to replace nouns are called pronouns. This was already studied by us in the previous class. What are called pronouns? The words which are used to replace the nouns are called pronouns. Pronouns prevent repetition and make sentences shorter and crisper. When the pronouns who, whom, whose, which or that are used to join sentences, they are called relative pronouns. Who, whom and whose are used for people. You have done the exercise in our study material about the relative pronouns. Now this task we are going to continue in grammar and more. Already you know that who, whom and whose are used with the people, where which is used for things. That is also referred to things, but it also referred to a class or type of person. This we will be reading in the next sentences. First, let us look at the uses of who, whom and whose. Here is a sentence given to you. There is a table in that corner. Please place it over here. Please place the table which is in that corner over here. So how do we connect with the relative pronoun which by thus looking at the first sentence? There is a table in that corner. That is one sentence. Please place it over here. Now joining the two sentences with which, please place the table which is in that corner over here. So what we are taking away? There. In the place of there, we are joining which. Please meet Mr. Rao. Mr. Rao is the head of our department. Now, how do we join these two statements? Please meet Mr. Rao. Rao refers to a person who is the head of our department. So, in this example, it is given the uses of which and who. Now, going to things. Which usually refers only to things, that also normally refer to things, but it may also refer to a class or type of person. See, there are writers, they write for the monthly magazine. They are the writers that write for the monthly magazine. Why is the pronoun that is used here? Here, that refers to a class or type of people. When you are referring to particular type of people or the class, we use that. So, it is clearly mentioned as THAT, that. The part of the sentence introduced by the relative pronoun should be placed close to the noun it talks about. This part is called relative clause. See, now going with the relative clause. How do we state the relative clause? When the part of the sentence is introduced by the relative pronoun, automatically it should be placed close to the noun which talks about the relative clause. The boy received the letter who met the postman. Now, is it a right sentence? No. The boy who met the postman received the letter is the correct usage, because the pronoun is placed close to the noun. So, the second sentence is the right one. Now, let's start our exercise. Fill in the blanks with suitable relative pronouns. Here is a conversation between the teacher, student and curator. Now let's start it. Students, this is the Science Museum. Now what is placed in this fill in the blank? Who or that or whose? Now let's see the sentence, then you will be answering. Students, this is the Science Museum. Was recently inaugurated by our former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Now what is the relative pronoun you use? Yes, good. That is the correct answer. Now curator, welcome to our museum. We shall conduct a guided tour of the museum. Dash is spread over 3 floors. Please meet Mr. Ram and his 2 assistants. That is spread. Good. Third, Dash will guide you through this museum. Usually who will guide? A person guides us. So what is the relative pronoun? Who? Student, will you show us the working model of a solar car? Dash was recently mentioned in the newspaper. We are describing about the car. Now what is placed here? That. Curator, are you talking about the model? Dash was contributed by the students of an engineering college. Model means referring to a car. So who done it? Students of engineering. So you can go with which. Student says yes. Curator, that is the model Dash has been selected for the International Science Fair scheduled to be held on 7th May 2013. Now answer is which. Unfortunately, it isn't currently available for viewing. Student says we have also heard of a model Dash demonstrate the most terrifying lightning and thunder. That way, and the curator, we can certainly show that and other working models. Dash will stimulate your imagination. Which? According to the options which are given, we should select the right one. So the right answer for that, which. Now turn your page. Combine these sentences using a relative pronoun. Hope you can do it well. Now let me tell you 1 and 2, then you can do it clearly the rest. I want you to watch the film. It won 7 awards. Now talking about not a person, it is about a film. Now what is used? I want you to watch the film that won 7 awards. Right answer. Second, meet my friend. He is a great swimmer. Here talking about a person. So meet my friend who is a great swimmer. Right answer. Now try for the 3 to 8. Rewrite these incorrectly constructed sentences. So incorrectly constructed, now let us change them into correct order. The girl is a brilliant dancer who performed Kuchipudi. Already we have known about the relative clause, that what should be placed? A relative pronoun should be placed close to the noun it talks about. Now first one, the girl who performed Kuchipudi is a brilliant dancer. The girl after add the relative pronoun who. Performed Kuchipudi is a brilliant dancer. Second, the chemist stocks these medicines where I usually shop. The chemist where I usually stock these medicines. The chemist where I usually stock these medicines. This wheat is from a farm near Chandigarh which is big. This wheat which is big is from a farm near Chandigarh. So repeating again, this wheat which is big is from a farm near Chandigarh. Now fourth one, the lady was my English teacher last year to who you were speaking. Here the sentence is given wrong. Change it into whom. Who is changed into whom. The lady to whom you were speaking was my English teacher last year. Fifth one, you can go to the market with the boy that is close by. You can go with the boy to the market that is close by. Sixth one, the thief was challenged by the watchman who attempted to rob my house. The thief who attempted to rob my house was challenged by the watchman. 7. Mr. Sampson donated a guitar to our school that he is no longer using. Mr. Samson donated a guitar that he is no longer using to our school. 8. We bought a computer at the fair with which we got a printer free. At the fair, we bought a computer with which we got a printer free. Complete these statements using relative clause and phrases of your own. Here is the exercise to do by your own. One is already given to us. Now second one, a thermometer is an instrument. Why do we use a thermometer? Yes, so to measure our temperature. Now how do we write this sentence? A thermometer is an instrument which is used to measure temperature. A dentist is a person who treats the teeth diseases. A guitarist is a person who plays guitar. A hanger is a place where we hang clothes. A scuba diver is a person who swims deep in the sea. A juicer is a gadget which is used to make juice. A jockey is a person who rides horse. Now E Roman, fill in the blanks with who or whom. So place only these two pronouns, either who or whom. From dash did you buy these plants? What is the right answer we'll be writing? Whom. The people dash live next door are extremely helpful and kind. Talking about the person. So the right answer is who. My friend dash you met yesterday is an artist. Whom. I think Mr. Rao is the one dash can solve this problem for us. Who? Can you guess dash gave me this gift? Who? Tara and Girish are my friends. With dash I shall be travelling to Agra. The right answer, whom. The doctor dash treats my grandmother is hopeful she will recover quickly from her illness. Who? To dash should I hand over these books? What is the right answer? Can we say who? No. So to whom. Whom is the right answer. Now whose words whom? How do we state the sentences? Here is a caution given to us. Who did you see? Whom did you see? Who is the subject and whom is the object? Who will help me is a subject. Who is placed as subject. By whom will I be helped? Whom is acting as an object. Now who did you see is also the right one. Who did you see refer to who as a subject. We cannot say whom did you see is a wrong answer. Whom is used after prepositions such as by, to, with, after and so on. In modern English, we often change the sentences to avoid the use of whom. Generally, we do not start the sentence with whom. We can start with either who, but we cannot go with whom because whom is used after prepositions. What are the prepositions? By, to, with, after and there are many so on. The boy with whom you visited us is my friend's son. See, the boy you visited us with is my friend's son. In this sentence, there is a whom placed before after the preposition. What is the preposition used? With. Okay. Now let us do a small exercise. Fill in the blanks with who, whom, whose, that or which. So what are the right answers we'll be using in these blanks? Food dash is reheated many times loses its nutritional value. Food, is it talking about a person? No. So for thing, what do we generally use? That. Put an answer as that. Second, the boy dash you lent me last week is interesting. The book dash you lent me last week is interesting. Which? The children dash were playing with me today live in my neighborhood. Who? This is the team dash won the inter-school championship. That. These are the clothes dash I have collected to give to charity. Clothes. Which? To dash, you all knows about it. Whom? Dash bag is lying on the table. Whose bag is lying on the table? Rock climbing is an outdoor activity. Dash can be done in groups or individually. Which? So these are the answers 1 to 8 for the F Roman. Now, did you know? Here's a small that tends to be used as a relative pronoun more in formal writing than in conversation. When we speak, we often drop the pronoun. How do we drop the pronoun? Let's see. Written, spoken. In written, the book that you lent me last week is interesting. Whereas spoken language, removing the that will say, the book you lent me last week is interesting. See, written, clearly mentioning about the pronoun, whereas speaking, we will leave the pronoun. In written, I think that Arjun is a nice guy. Whereas spoken, I think Arjun is a nice guy. See the difference between the speaking and written. In written, we will be clearly mentioning about the pronoun, whereas in spoken language, we can leave the pronoun, especially in formal writing than in conversation. Now let's do a small grammar in conversation. Use suitable pronouns to complete this dialogue. Arjun, Rama, Arjun. Hello, may I speak to Radha please? This is her friend from school, Arjun. Now Rama, hi Arjun, Radha isn't home. Dash will be back later in the evening. She will be back later in the evening. Would Dash like to leave a message? Would you? Now Arjun, ho, you must be the cousin. Dash talks so much about, she talks so much about. Rama, really? Does Radha talk about Dash in school? Me. Arjun, Dash has told us many funny stories about Dash. She has told us many funny stories about you. Rama, Dash is not very reassuring. That is not very reassuring. Arjun, well, Dash is also very proud of you. She is also very proud of you. Last week I heard all about the prize Dash you won at the science fair. Now relative pronouns are going to be started here. Prize which. The relative pronoun used is which. I am also told that you have been chosen to lead the team. Dash will participate in the annual inter-school debating competition. Congratulations. That. Rama, thanks. Can I take a message for Radha? Arjun, please tell her that I called. I have the books Dash she accidentally left in the library today. That. I will give them to her along with the notes Dash she wanted tomorrow in class. The notes talks about which. Rama, okay, I will tell her goodbye. So in this conversation, simple pronouns are used as well as relative pronouns were also used. Here more practice is given to us. Fill in the blanks with either who or whom. So please start doing it and check your answers after the end of the pronouns chapter. I am keeping the key for you. Now turn your page 48. Page number 48. How much do you know about Indian history? Fill in the short blanks with relative pronouns and the longer ones with words from the box. So here in the box, few words are given to you. Observe the 1 to 9 fill in the blanks and choose the appropriate one. And we have to use also relative pronouns. Now let's start doing first one. The first war of Indian independence Dash was fought in 1857. What is the relative pronoun we'll use? Which is also called the dash. Now look at a box. Choose the correct one. 1857. Now which is the suitable answer? Great Revolt of 1857. Now in the first second blank, the answer is Great Revolt of 1857. First one, repeating, the first war of Indian independence, which was fought in 1857, is also called the Great Revolt of 1857. Now second, the first dash took place in 1905 during the period of Lord Curzon. Dash was the Viceroy of India from 1899 to 1905. What are the suitable answers? partition of Bengal. First one. Second, who? Third, Mahatma Gandhi dash was the pioneer. What do we write? Yes, correct answer. Who? Pioneer of India's freedom struggle came dash in 1915. See, what do we choose the right answer here? Yes, correct answer. India from South Africa. Here, 2 should be placed, given there, to India from South Africa. Fourth one, the Lucknow Pact dash brought the Indian National Congress, which, and the Muslim League together was dash, passed in 1916. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre dash took place in 1919. Talking about things, so which was dash ordered by General Dyer is the right answer. Next one, the non-cooperation movement dash, you can try the answer. The non-cooperation movement, which was the first national movement, was, yes, right answer, launched by Mahatma Gandhi. Seventh one, the dash turned the boycott of the Simon Commission into a popular movement dash flared up the movement. The commission arrived in India on 3rd February 1928. The first blank, Indian National Congress. Second blank, which? 8th, the Dandi March dash was a 200-mile long journey which saw Mahatma Gandhi and his followers violating the Salt Law. 9th one, the Salt Satyagraha based dash inspired Martin Luther King Jr. dash fought for the civil rights of the Afro-Americans. The first blank, on the principle of non-violence is the first answer. Second answer, who? Clear? So we ended the pronouns topic and answers for you for the page number 47. More practice. Here's the answers for you. Now let us go with the next topic about adjectives. Adjectives, you know about the adjectives very well. They are going to qualify or modify a noun and it gives clarity to a sentence. It is going to describe. Now here once again let us go through the adjectives. Fill in the blanks to read this news report. Beside there is a small box where the answers were given to you. Choose the correct answer, apt answer, and write it in the blank. Now let's start doing this task. Yuvraj Singh stagged a dash comeback to the test fold while struggling off-spinner Harbhajan Singh also returned from the wilderness as India named a 15-member squad for the first dash test against England. Now, dash come back to the test fold. What is the correct answer you are going to choose here? Yes, remarkable. And first dash test, second one. How many tests we'll be talking about? Look there, 2, TWO, 2 is the right answer. The 30-year-old who fought back after being diagnosed with a dash germ cell cancer in 2012. The correct answer for that, rare. Forced his way back into a squad after dash performances in the domestic circuit. Right answer, commendable. Harbhajan also got the nod from the new selection panel more than a year after his dash appearance, last appearance in a 5-day game. There were no dash surprises by the selectors who dropped Suresh Raina to accommodate Yuvraj while Harbhajan made his way at the expense of dash leg spinner Piyush Chawla. So sixth answer goes with major, second and seventh one with injured. Now next going with the adjectives. In your primary class you have studied about the adjectives. Adjective is a word that describes a noun. But now you are going to learn deep about the adjectives. So please remember these three important points about adjectives. The first point is so clear. An adjective is a word that qualifies or modifies a noun. It answers the question which or what kind asked of the noun. Very important, sir. Please underline. It answers the question which or what kind asked of the noun. An entertainment film. What kind of film it is? Entertaining film. So the answer given as a grey colored entertaining. A pleasant journey. What kind of journey you are facing? It is a pleasant. So it is going to ask of the noun which or what kind. That is first one. Now second one, an adjective gives clarity to a sentence. What is the clarity? Let us see. The film was a success. It was a runaway success. It was an enormous success. Where success is a noun and we are describing what kind of success it is. And third topic, adjectives usually occur between the determiners and the nouns. Actually, what is the determiner? A and the and some. These are called as determiners. The tiger couldn't spot the elusive deer anywhere. And it is also usually occur before the noun. There were tall trees and lovely flowers in the park. The trees are described. How are the trees? Very tall. And flowers, lovely. And third, after a linking verb like is or has or an intransitive verb like seem, appear or look. The tiger was disappointed. The winner looked happy. Such adjectives are called compliments. See, brief description about the adjectives. The 3 points which you need to be very clear. Number 1, what kind or which asked of the noun. Second, giving clarity to a sentence. And third, usually occurring between the determiner, before the noun or after a linking verb. Now underline the adjectives in these sentences. Rewrite the sentences using antonyms of the adjectives. Jaya is a graceful dancer. One is done for us. It is underlined. So what kind of dancer she is? Graceful. Graceful is given as adjective which is underlined. And the antonym of graceful is clumsy. So Jaya is a clumsy dancer. Jatin and Jewels are very sincere workers. So sincere is an adjective underlined. And the antonym of sincere you can write insincere or hypocritical or etc. Now I am not giving you a full sentence, I am giving only the antonym. You try to complete the sentence. Third one, we were shown an exciting documentary film on wildlife. Here, what is the adjective exciting? Underline and write the antonyms of exciting. So I can say boring, dull, or the and etc. Many are there. So just answers which I am giving is boring, dull. Fourth one, some of these tribes are quite creative. So creative has to be underlined. Opposite, original. Fifth one, the turbulent sea and the fierce wind was not mentioned in the forecast. Turbulent has to be underlined. Fierce has to be underlined. Now turbulent opposite, calm, quiet. Whereas fierce you can take as gentle, tame. Sixth one, our decision to cancel the tour was a wise one. So underlined word is decision. So decision opposite, our disagreement or delay. And wise has to be underlined. Wise opposite, foolish. 7, I cannot bear the icy winds. So icy has to be underlined. Opposite of it is hot. 8th one, I have never seen a more beautiful painting than this one. So what can be underlined here? More beautiful. So opposite of more beautiful you can write ugly, awkward, drab. Okay, children. Now here's the page number 51. Match the adjectives with their synonyms. You try these adjectives. Matching B Roman and C Roman. The answers at the end I am going to post. Now forming adjectives, page number 52. How to form adjectives? We can sometimes make adjective by adding suffix like ful, les, like y, ly, ish, ian, ic. You all knows about many forming suffix to a noun or a verb. Now one example is given care, bracket, he asked you to add noun. So what do we add? Ful, so careful. Act, verb, active. Man, noun, manly. Now add the suffix. The words are given to you like en, ful, less, y, ly. Try them. It is so easy. You try them and write. So nouns given to you change into adjectives. How many are given total? 20. Try them and do it and check your answers at the end. Replace the underlined words with some of the words you have made above. You may have to change the order of the words slightly when you rewrite the sentence. In every topic, we are coming across the rewrite. Now, first one, the weaver is a very adept and proficient craftsman. How do we write adept and proficient? It is underlined. You have to change the order of the words slightly. The weaver is a very skillful craftsman. You have just told me a surprising and astonishing story. You have just told me remarkable story. The president is a man with a lot of power. The president is powerful. This music is from this area and is very popular here. This music is regional. Mr. Contractor was very affectionate and warm and made us feel at home. Mr. Contractor was very lively and made us feel at home. Draw a line from left to right on the page. How do we change? You know this answer. Draw a line horizontal on the page. Beat the eggs and sugar together till the mixture becomes like cream. Beat the eggs and sugar together till the mixture becomes creamy. The man who came here a little while ago had a rather bulb-like nose. The man who came here a little while ago had a which nose? Yes, bulbous. What do we say that? Bulb-like nose says about bulbous nose. Now, similes. We use similes in our writing to create images or words, pictures that made the writing rich and interesting. In a simile, we say that a certain thing is like another thing. This is why similes start with like or as. This was studied by us in which poem? Yes, The Garden Within. Figurative speech we have studied. Now let us see how to change this, use this like or as. Now one example is given. The sun is like a golden orange in the sky. So what is added here? Like. Don't talk to him now. He is like a bear with a sore head. Like. No matter what the emergency, she is always as cool as a cucumber. Now what is used in this sentence? As cool as. Cool is adjective and it is joined with as. Now let's start doing this similes with the adjectives given in the box. Pretty, good, quick, hot, pure, right, light, red, pleased, old, happy. Now choose the right one in this blanks. As dash as gold. It's common. What do we say? As good as gold. As dash as a child. As happy. As dash as stone. Hard. As dash as a feather, light. As dash as the hills, old. As dash as sponge, pleased. As dash as a picture, pretty. As dash as snow, pure. As dash as a flash, quick. As dash as a beetroot, red. Clear? Now choose the simile from the box to complete these sentences. Now try to complete this task. Yes, it is your task. Try them and check it at the end. Now degrees of comparison. In 7th class you have studied about degrees of comparison, whereas in the 6th class they given you what are the 3 forms and how do we convert, and more explanation is done by you in 7th class. Now in 8th class it talks about still depth, how to change the sentences. Now degrees of comparison, you have learned positive degree, comparative degree, superlative. Come on, let you look again. When the qualities of 2 or more nouns need to be compared, adjectives change their forms to denote degrees of comparison. So see, few adjectives take er, est, where more than 2 syllabi takes more or most, and few of the adjectives are all the 3 word different. This is already learned by you. Now come on, the basic form of the adjectives is called the positive degree. Jill was a fine writer. Jill was a skillful artist. When you compare 2 things or person having the same quality, the adjective is in the comparative degree. What is the difference between positive and comparative? Positive means the basic form of a sentence come under. Here we are going to compare with only 2. It either be a person or a thing. Whereas in comparative, we are going to compare with 2 things or person having the same quality. Abid was a finer weaver than Ali. Abid was a more skillful weaver than Ali. When you compare more than 2 things or person having the same quality, the adjective is in the superlative degree. Ramesh was the kindest of the 3. Ramesh was the most skillful of the 3. Superlative degree can be identified very easily. How? The is always used before the adjective in superlative. So it is so easy to identify the superlative. Thus, there are 2 common ways of forming the comparative and superlative. Number 1, er and more. These are the 2 we add. Addition of er for few of the sentences and more in the comparative. Whereas superlative, est and most is used in superlative. We add the suffix er and est to adjectives that are short. Short means 1 syllable. 1 syllable words like big, bigger, biggest, dark, darker, darkest, fast, faster, fastest, quite, quieter, quietest. And we use more and most with longer adjectives, more than 2 syllable words. Curious, more curious, most curious. Careless, more careless, most careless. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. And all the 3 were different for few of words like good, better, best, bad, worse, worst. Now let's see the table here. Positive form, comparative form, superlative form. Monosyllabic positive forms and some polysyllabic positives. Sweet, young. In comparative, er is added. In superlative, est is added. Monosyllabic ending in e, brave, large. Add r for this, braver, larger. If you add st, bravest, largest. Clear? So monosyllabic, the words which are going to having 1 syllable words like ending with the e, it is going to take as r in the comparative, st form in superlative. If the adjectives ending with y like easy, noisy, and it is going to replace y with I and add er. Means easy in positive you will write. In comparative, y is replaced with IER. Easier, noisier. In superlative, replace y with I and add EST. EST means easiest, noisiest. Adjectives with short vowel sound that end in a single consonant red, thin. And we add er, as we all know, redder, thinner. In superlative, est, reddest, thinnest. Adjectives with more than one syllable: splendid, beautiful. Now, what do we add with more than one syllable words? More in comparative, most in superlative. So, answers for this: more splendid, more beautiful. Most splendid, most beautiful in superlative. The third way of forming comparative and superlative degree is irregular. It has no fixed pattern. Much. What do we say? Much, more, most. And sometimes many also come under in positive. Many, more, most. Good, better, best. Bad, worse, worst. Little, less, least. Now here is page number 56. Given below in some information about a wildlife sanctuary. Complete the paragraph using the correct form of adjectives given in the box. Add articles wherever needed. So Periyar dash river of Kerala flows through the Periyar Wildlife Sanctuary. Now long is changed into talking about this is the only one river. So superlative, the longest, which is dash for its elephant and the tiger reserve, famous, positive degree. The sanctuary has the dash Periyar vast, same word, lake as its center. A dam built in 1985 submerged dash areas of the forest, low lying, whose dash dead tree trunks still protrude from the water. The lake is surrounded by marshy areas. Periyar with its denser is going to be changed into dense forest, and dash grassland extensive coming into the positive, is known for being one of is used in the superlative. So rich is going to be changed into the richest. Habitats for dash animals, positive, large animals. Its dash vegetation, positive, thick vegetation, and diverse flora provides excellent cover and nourishment to many species. Tourists visit the sanctuary to see large herds of the Indian elephant, the rare lion-tailed macaque, dash most danger changed into positive, endangered Bengal tigers, the giant hornbill and king cobras, among many others. Now rewrite these sentences using the words in brackets without changing the meaning. So you are not supposed to change the meaning, but we should rewrite them in a proper way. But in the bracket, adjectives are given to you. You should change in proper style. You are better at mathematics than I am. How do we change? I am not as good as you at mathematics. I am not as good as you at mathematics. Second, Rajasthan gets the least rain in India. Rajasthan gets less rain than India. I did not come as early as Mahesh did. I did not come as early as Mahesh did. Mahesh came earlier than I did. Mr. Swaminathan was more powerful than anyone else in the office. Mr. Swaminathan was the most helpful person in the office. No other month has a few days as February. February has the fewest days of all months. I think Indian textiles are the best in the world. I think Indian textiles are better than any other textiles in the world, changing into comparative. Commerce is the most powerful course in our college. Commerce is more powerful than any other course in our college. The merry-go-round is not as frightening as the roller coaster. The roller coaster is more frightening than the merry-go-round. Shravan's essay was the best one written on the subject. Shravan's essay was better than any other essays on the subject. Mahima runs faster than anyone else in her class. So no one runs as fast as Mahima. This is our changing the meaning. Without changing the meaning, we are going to write the task. Now next is the activity given to us. We often use nouns and verbs as adjectives: history book, tennis ball, sleeping girl, frozen food. So can you think of 5 nouns and 5 verbs that we can use as adjectives? Write them below along with the nouns for which they can be used as adjectives. See, the table is given. Noun used as adjective for, verb used as adjective for. Now here first one, if I take the noun as wood, wooden floor, verb laughing clown, yoga, yoga mat, verb fallen, used as adjective leaf, fallen leaves, wool, woolen cap or wool cap, verb boiling, boiling water, computer, computer lab, screeching monkeys, bag, backpack, drying, drying rack. If you want, you can change some of the words and you can make in your style. There are 6 adjectives in the word search that can be used to describe qualities of people. Find them and write the adjectives in the space given. Use 6 adjectives in sentence to describe any one imaginary person. Here are the 6 adjectives. Where they were, if you turn your page to 58, a puzzle is given to you. In that, identify any 6 words. So I am trying to show you how to make it. So this is what I have done this. With these 6, create examples. The first one, compassionate. I become compassionate when I see orphans. That is my example. Now second is brilliant. My friend Srushti is very brilliant. Courageous. I am very courageous girl. Generous. I am very generous to poor people. Jovial. Srushti is very jovial to me. Handsome. Mahesh is a handsome hero, a handsome man. So this is what our task. You can do your own sentences, framing of sentences. Now here adjective phrases. In adjectives, we will be seeing the adjectival phrases. What is called adjectival phrase? How to identify? First look at these examples, then I will tell you the definition. Virat Kohli took his stance against the highly successful bowler. Identify the noun. Bowler is a noun. See, adjectival phrase means we studied that describing about a noun is an adjective. Now in that place we are observing a phrase. What is the phrase here? The highly successful. It has a meaning but it is not a complete. So a highly successful bowler is an adjectival phrase. The Budh International Circuit is an Indian motor racing circuit in Greater Noida. The describing the noun circuit is a noun where an Indian motor racing a grey words are given to you as a phrases. These phrases are adjectival phrases. They do the work of adjective. One more example, Sarabjit is a man for all seasons. What is the phrase given here? Describing the noun. What is the noun in the sentence? It started at the beginning. A noun is the name, Sarabjit. Describing a man for all seasons. Now what do we understand? The definition of adjectival phrase. It is a group of words that does the work of an adjective and it answers the question what kind, which one. Now let you all underline the adjectival phrases. First one, India's 38th Chief Justice S. Homi Kapadia hailed from a lower middle class Parsi family. His father was a clerk and his mother was a homemaker. Now, see, noun we are observing Homi Kapadia name. So before that phrase 38th Chief Justice has to be the adjectival phrase. And from which family he had come from? A lower middle class. Underlined, a lower middle class Parsi family. is a noun. Second, Homi Kapadia began his life as an office assistant who ran errands at a law firm, but he wanted to study law and be a judge. What do we underline? Firm is a noun where you need to underline a law. Third, in 1974, the 27-year-old Homi became Counsel of the Income Tax Department. Underline 27-year-old and Income Tax Department is a noun. Fourth, he was appointed additional judge of the Bombay High Court in 1991 and was made a permanent judge in 1993. Of the Bombay High Court is a noun. And judge, which judge we are talking? A permanent, underline permanent. He presided over several high-profile matters relating to environment, banking, industrials and taxation. High profile, underline. On 5th August 2003, this person of humble origins became the Chief Justice of Uttarakhand High Court, and on 18 December 2003, he was appointed a judge of the Supreme Court. Underlined is humble origins. Seventh one, on 12th May 2010, Justice Kapadia was sworn into the highest ranking judicial position in India, Chief Justice of India. Underline the highest ranking. Eighth, as a judge, Justice Kapadia was unafraid of politically powerful people. Underline politically powerful. He retired in September 2012 as a much celebrated upholder of law. As a much celebrated. Now underline the adjective phrases. Choose an adjective from the box to replace them. So one is given to you. During the recent cyclone, our colony experienced torrential and gusty winds and raining. How did he change? During the recent cyclone, our colony experienced stormy weather. So changing the entire, what did he change? Torrential and gusty winds and rain is changed to stormy. And we need to underline also there. Here it is not underlined. You please try to underline that. The winds, however, were rough and destructive. What should be underlined? Rough and destructive. And it is replaced. The winds, however, were damaging too. The winds and rain uprooted an incredible number of old and majestic trees. Underline old and majestic. Answer for that. The winds and rain uprooted an incredible number of is going to be changed into splendid number of old and majestic trees. Next, in the same way, try to complete 4, 5, 6. That's the homework task to you. Adjectival or relative clauses. In this, we know that adjectival already known. Relative clauses, adding who, which, whom to join the two sentences. So Virat Kohli took his chance against the bowler who had been highly successful against the West Indies. The bowler is underlined and the grey color is used. Who had been highly is a relative clauses. The Buddha International Circuit, which has been designed by world renowned, and this is given the grey, which is talking about the relative clause. Now what is the difference between adjectival clause and relative clause? So introduction to clauses, go to the chapter on sentences. Already we know that clause, it gives a complete sentence. It has a meaning, subject and predicate. In the same, we are going to find adjectival clause give you additional information about something. Adjectival clauses are also called relative clauses. Relative clauses are two kinds. One is called defining, non-defining. If you have a single information, we call it as defining. If we add extra information to that, it is a non-defining and it is followed with commas. A defining relative clause gives essential defining information about a person or thing. The meaning of the sentence is incomplete without this information. Example, the boy who answered the teacher's question is my cousin. It is given only one information. So, who answered the teacher's question? What was he a relation to us? Is my cousin. The girl who has the beautiful eyes is Elizabeth Jane's sister. It also has a single information. A non-defining relative clause gives additional extra information about a person or thing. The meaning of the sentence is complete even without this information. And in this non-defining, we use the relative pronouns which, whose, etc. And that is never used in the non-defining relative clause. Like, the book which is my favorite helped Pearl Asbæk win the Nobel Prize. The book that is my favorite is wrong sentence. You are not supposed to use in non-defining that form. Always use which. A non-defining relating clause is written with comma that separate the clause from the rest of the sentence. Why do we use comma here? Because we have extra information in the sentences. So definitely we should use commas like my mother, comma, who is a doctor, comma, is a very kind-hearted person. How many information? My mother is a doctor, one information. My mother is a very kind-hearted person. I lent my laptop to Gurpreet, who is a close friend. So, who is Gurpreet here? Close friend. So, I lent my laptop to Gurpreet is one. I lent my laptop to my close friend Gurpreet. Relative clause about people begin with the relative pronouns. You all know what are the relative pronouns for a person: who, which, who, whose, and whom. Example, an anthropologist is a person who studies the origin and behavior of human. Whom do we call as anthropologist? What does he study? He studies the origin and behavior of human. Snow White had a stepmother whom she was scared of. This is the teacher whose daughter is in my class. See, the grey words which are given to you are the relative pronouns. And it talks about only people. Relative clause about things or animals begin with the relative pronoun which, that, and whose. I have an atlas. Atlas is a thing followed with which was printed in 1965. There are number of birds or talking about the birds that is used that don't fly. Primus has published a book whose author is my father's friend. Clear? Now underline the relative clauses in these sentences, add commas wherever necessary. Means you should say whether they are defining clause or non-defining. Without writing complete statement, just D for defining, capital D, N for non-defining. The lady who was wearing a red shirt is the author of this book. Now I will underline who was wearing. Now, who is a relative pronoun and the clause is who was wearing. Now, I say it is a defining clause. I went to see a classmate who is not well. Underline who is not well. It is a defining clause. My uncle who lives in Chennai is going to visit us next month. My uncle who lives in Chennai is going to visit us next month. It is a non-defining. My uncle, comma, Chennai, comma, non-defining. The playwright who wrote this play has got the Sahitya Akademic Award. The playwright, comma, who wrote this play, comma, has got the Sahitya Akademic Award, non-defining. This is the boy who has visited me to his birthday party. This is the boy who has invited me to his birthday party. It's only one. So it comes under as defining. Who has invited me, underline, make it as defining. The two giraffes that were brought in from South Africa has given birth to the Jew. It is a defining. Add that were brought in from South Africa, underline. The original play written by George Bernard Shaw is called Pygmalion. This is a defining, underline, written by George Bernard Shaw. My mother's friend who you spoke to this morning suggested that I read this book. My mother's friend, comma, who you spoke to this morning, comma, suggested that I read this book, non-defining. So join the sentences using the relative clause, add comma wherever necessary. My father gave me a watch, it shows the date and day. Talking about describing watch. How do we give the answer? It is given here. My father gave me a watch which shows the date and day. Now I wrote an email to my friend, she has gone to Lakshadweep. These two sentences talking about a person. I wrote an email to my friend who has gone to Lakshadweep. She is replaced with who. Now next one. An artwork is an animal, it is found in it is found in South Africa. So an artwork is an animal that is found in South Africa, or which is found in South Africa is also the right one. A barometer is an instrument, it measures atmospheric pressure. A barometer is an instrument that measures atmospheric pressure, which measures atmospheric pressure, and rest of them try to complete by you from 5th. There are errors in some of these sentences. Write the correct sentences. You may have to make some changes. I like a book in whom there is a lot of action. Whom is correct? We are talking about book. Yes. I like a book in which whom is replaced with which there is a lot of action. All the buses who go to Chandigarh leave at night. What is the incorrect one? Who. All the buses that go to Chandigarh leave at night. The teacher where is speaking is our max teacher. Where, underline. So place the relative pronoun as close to its antecedent as possible. The teacher who is speaking is our max teacher. The gas stove was repaired by the man that had been giving me trouble. Underline. What has to be underlined there? It should be changed. There is no underlined word here. The gas stove that had been giving me trouble was repaired by the man. A person is liked by all who is well mannered. A person who is well mannered is liked by all. The pen I wrote my exams with which you gave me. I wrote my exams with the pen which you gave me. Neelam is the name of the coastal parts of Tamil Nadu which hit the cyclone. Neelam is the name of the cyclone that hit the coastal parts of Tamil Nadu. India showcased the Akash tablet at the UN, which is highly competitively priced tablet. India showcased the Akash tablet, which is a highly competitively priced tablet at the UN. Okay. So this is our end of our adjectives. The homework which is given to you, do it and check the answers at the end which are given to you. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.